Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Storytime. I am your host and producer, Courtney Baker. Thank you so much for joining us. Today's episode, I'm about to record with the guys, so I'm giving y'all a little sneak preview, but there are 3 guests for the first time ever on the show. It's just me holding it down as host, so I'm kind of predicting there's going to be a little bit of chaos. But these are 3 amazing guys that I'm so excited to have on the show. They are Sam Gleadle, Kevin Partida, and Foster Langsdorf. They all were players of ours in Reno, and now they are in MLS with Minnesota United FC. So super excited to catch up with them since they are now MLS players, and I hope y'all enjoyed the episode. All right, y'all, we are back with 3 of my favorite people that I have been trying to interview for the last few weeks. If y'all can go ahead and introduce yourselves for the people out there.
I'm Kevin Partida. That's pretty much it.
Sam Gleadle.
Officer Langsdorf.
Cool. Well, I know it's my first time really catching up with you guys since the season ended in Reno. So first I want to hear about, I kind of know Sam's story from Haley, lots of frantic texts, but I want to hear how y'all found out the news that Minnesota United was signing you guys.
I got a call from Sam Gleadle, actually, so that's how I found out.
Yeah, I jumped the gun a little bit on that one. I thought he knew, and yeah, so I was the one to break it to him.
Did you freak out? Like, did you think he was playing a joke on you, or were you like, oh my God, and losing it?
No, I mean, Sam and I are buddies, but we don't text 24/7. And I did, and then so when he texted me, I was like, well, that's kind of weird, because he said, "Has Ian talked to you?" And so then I assumed something was going on.
Oh man.
Yeah. I think it had to do a little bit with the injuries that the club had. So I watched the game, and then later that night I got a call, and I was already on vacation mode in San Diego. So I had to do all the paperwork and stuff and then fly out of San Diego with whatever I had on me the next morning.
He came without cleats.
Yeah.
Like he was vacation mode.
And I had 4 pairs of shorts and 1 pair of jeans for 30-degree weather.
Did you call Neil? Like, I'm sure he still would have helped out if he could.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't thought about how long I was going to be here for, how long was left in the season. So I figured I'll just buy a couple pairs of sweats and I'll be good.
There you go. And Sam, I know you had a crazy couple days before you took off. So how did it all unfold?
Yeah, we were just hanging out. It was a lazy day, planning on doing chores and stuff. And I actually got a call from Ian, and he's the one who broke the news to me. And he just said, "You're leaving tomorrow." And so I was like, okay. And then obviously it was on the phone, my agent, trying to figure everything out. And yeah, I literally left the next day. So I had to go to storage, get the suitcases, just pack all my cold weather stuff. Luckily, I had a big coat, so I was able to bring that with me. But yeah, it was just crazy trying to run around and get all the stuff.
And speaking of Ian, just this question's for all of you guys, any of you guys, whoever wants to answer. Ian is a coach that, as you guys obviously know, has sent a lot of his players to MLS. He's had a lot of success since he's been the coach. And I personally don't think he will stay in USL much longer now that Reno's folded. But for you guys, what was the biggest thing that you learned from Ian, and what kind of head coach was he?
I think previously I've answered the question by just mentioning that he's really teaches you how to just be a winner. Really, I think he had a couple bad starts, like in the first couple seasons, but obviously he turned that around as the season went on, and I think it's something that he preaches a lot. You can tell that when things are not going well, it really gets to him, and so that's something that I really appreciated, to play under a coach that really teaches you, like the amount of effort that it takes to win, and kind of appreciate that.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. Big on winning, and he always wants us to improve on the things that are our weaknesses and improve on the strength. And he really wants all of us to try and make it to the next level if that's what we want to do. So every training he demands a certain level of quality, and I think that shows, like Kevin said, for the games and how many games we've won.
And Foster,
yeah.
I was going to say, the other guys had a couple years to play under him, but it was your first year. So in one season, what type of relationship were you able to build with him?
I think the type of relationship was still just like from a standard like player and coach. I think you can tell. I mean, so obviously Kevin and Sam know what Ian have a better understanding of Ian, but I think from what I could tell, he was going to get the most out of everybody by holding everyone accountable. So like, I mean, Corey Herzog was the star of Reno, and like, yet Ian wasn't afraid to like tell Corey or critique him when he was doing something that he thought he could do better. And I think that was cool because it like showed me that Ian was going to try and push even the best players on the team to be better than what they were, and constantly had a high standard. Like there wasn't a lot of like fucking around at practice with Ian. Like he's pretty serious, at least from what I could tell. And I like that about him. So you could tell like he had things planned and prepared with Chris. They wanted to win every game, and they didn't think there were any gimme games. Like we prepared for every game like it was a championship, and I think that's what led to some of our success. I like that.
Yeah, Ian always used to make me kind of laugh but kind of get really mad. So I was on ref security for a lot of the season just because, as you know, COVID, and we couldn't bring in a lot of the staff. And I would always be behind Ian, but back a little bit against the wall pads. And there was one match where y'all were up like 3-1 or something, and he still kicks a hole in the field board getting mad about something. Like not a goal scored on you guys, just something.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, does he know how to just sit there and enjoy a big lead? But I don't think that's in his DNA at all, because he was still screaming and kicking holes in my field board.
Yeah, I mean, he had like I think it might have been the practice before we played Phoenix, like the Thursday before the Saturday game. He like stopped. We were doing patterns and had been missing passes to one another, and he stopped the practice and he just said, I want everybody to get to the next level here, and the standard today in practice is we're not only going to lose this next game, it looks like, because you guys are playing so poorly, but no one is going to make it to the next level. And so I think that was like, you could tell he really cared and wanted players to succeed along with himself. So I like that.
Yeah, and he definitely knows what it takes to win. He played alongside Landon Donovan, who y'all got to play in front of this past season. So were any of you guys starstruck, or were you just like, oh, it's just another game, just an American soccer legend watching, no big deal?
I think that was actually a pretty big game for us, just because of we didn't get a lot of inter-division games this year, and we played them in preseason and didn't do as well as we did in the official game. So I think we were just mostly focused on beating San Diego Loyal and not so much Landon Donovan.
Yeah, because we played them and then we played Phoenix, so we know 2 big games coming up. So I think that kind of distracted us from that side of it. But it was always cool to see him after the games, for sure.
Definitely. And then once you guys got to Minnesota, I know I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but I know Foster and Kevin, you guys have had MLS experience in time. But Sam, it was your first time with an MLS club. So was there anything, I guess, Sam, for you that stood out or jumped out and you're like, okay, I'm in like the big leagues now. This isn't USL anymore. And then for Kevin and Foster, what was it like being back finally with an MLS club again?
Yeah, I think, just some of the names of the players that we have here at Minnesota, obviously from watching games and knowing their name from how long they've been in the league. and everything, you know, from the
I'm choking.
facilities. I was like, Kevin's dead.
That's crazy. That's not going to be fun to watch.
Just everything from the facilities to the staff, and you know, we had a few guys go on international break to some big teams. So just all those little pieces combined, and the level of the sessions, those are all the things that made it stand out and kind of make it aware to me that, you know, it is a step up and it is the next level.
Yeah, I think for me, being back, it's been it's definitely been a little bit different from the first time around, just because you come in as a rookie and you don't really know what to expect, and then coming back now after having a decent amount of success with Reno this year, you just come in with a little bit more confidence and kind of more sure of yourself that you know where you are and you trust what you can do. So a little bit less, I guess, nervousness, less fear, and all that kind of stuff that comes with being a rookie, I guess.
I think having Sam and Kevin here has been great. You know, it's whenever you join a new team, it's normally tough because you're the outsider trying to get into a group and get along with the guys. But having Sam and Kevin here are great because it's like, I mean, two guys that I know me, and that, you know, I'm not like left alone stretching or like having no one to talk to and constantly feeling nervous and uncomfortable. So I think this has just been made better by the fact that we have like a small group of us of guys we know, and it makes the transition a little bit more familiar and easy.
It was awesome seeing you guys for, I think, the match against Dallas. They had you guys listed as subs, and I know we were all so excited. I was hoping that they would sub in all three of you, but Foster, you did get subbed in. How exciting was it for you to finally have some MLS action again?
It was cool. I didn't build it up really in my mind. You know, you never want to play the moment. I just felt like I was prepared, as I'm sure Kevin and Sam did. Like, I was ready to go into the game and feeling fit and confident that, I mean, whether I just was happy to be out there, and I was thinking to myself, like, I'll try and get the ball, and if I fail, at least I failed trying. But it was definitely fun. So yeah. But yeah, I think all of us want more than to just play. So we want to like impact the game a little bit, and so I kind of wish I'd been able to impact it a little bit more. But it was still awesome just to get that chance.
Well, the good thing is the season is still going. Y'all are in the middle of playoffs. So how was it trying to go from the mindset of, okay, we just lost in one of the worst ways, PKs, just a terrible way to lose a season for any team, and then being on vacation in off-season mode, and then jumping right into a playoff race? Just what kind of adjustment did you guys have to make sure that you were focused and ready to go again?
Yeah, I think having that first game that you mentioned against Dallas before playoffs started was really, really important. I think you know, it did give us a little bit of time to adjust and just get adjusted to the club and everything, so that when playoffs came around, it was, you know, we were a little bit more used to how things worked around here, as opposed to our very first game being something of so much importance.
Yeah, I think for me it was tough to get going really mentally for the first week. I mean, we all had quarantine, so it was 9 days of kind of not knowing what to expect and individual workouts, and obviously then the guys came, so it was nice to have a couple other people to socially distance train with. But it was a little tough for me personally to kind of switch from the heartbreak at the end of the season to having, I think it was a week and a day is when I left. So having a week of doing nothing and kind of switching off, and then coming back here and having to be put in a new environment at a different level. So that was a little tough for me, but I think as the days have gone on, it's become easier and easier. And now it's back to normal again.
Yeah, I was a little scared. I thought that I was retired, so I'd just been running and doing other bad things, and then I'm all of a sudden getting the call that I'm to be thrown in with the big dogs of MLS with these guys, and so I was thinking I'm about to get my ass kicked. And so far, I think we've definitely held our own. And I think a part of that, though, just coming off the apex of our season and kind of being and I felt extremely fit, and that my touch was somewhat sharp. And so I think honestly that kind of helped moving here. But what Sam was saying, the quarantine for sure, damn, did not help.
At all.
Okay, so speaking of retirement, I had no idea until the article from The Athletic came out that you had retired or were considering retirement. So I did some research, and you are a management science and engineering major from Stanford. Like, what career would you have gone into post-retirement?
I think just underwriting commercial properties and kind of assessing their value, and that is at least the direction I was kind of heading in.
So what made you decide, okay, I'm going to come out of my short retirement and go play? Like, what made you decide it was worth it?
I've been working on the job for 4 days already, and have been Kevin, Sam, and I've been near the top of the soccer pack. And so you know, when you're in that position, you get treated nicely and respect for all the hard work you put in, and you kind of get the reap the rewards of all the work you put in. And so then to be doing a job where I'm at the complete bottom of the totem pole, like just looking up. Not that I'm not doing that here, but I just kind of thought I'd rather be playing soccer right now. So I guess,
Nice.
yeah, that's the simple answer, is that I like
There you
soccer
go.
a lot.
Well, all three of you had an amazing season in Reno and definitely deserved the call up. So Sam, I have to ask, because Foster mentioned it before you got on the call. I was told to ask you about, I guess, housekeeping. You left a very generous tip for them.
A very generous tip. At least that's what he says.
I did leave a tip, yeah. I thought it was a nice thing to do.
99 cents.
It was not.
99.
Hey, listen, I had $1, and it's not the last tip I'm gonna leave. It's not like a one-time thing. So it's okay. It's better than nothing, and I'm not gonna name names. So
it's almost nothing.
Not better than
yeah,
nothing.
but it's
So do you guys,
yeah.
are you in a hotel? Like, does it have normal housekeeping, or did you just request it and then only tip $1?
Yeah, that's a good
See how
question.
she said only?
yeah. No, it is a request only. Yeah, someone's been requesting room service quite a bit.
Hey, I would too. I heard you guys don't have kitchens in your rooms.
We do have kitchens.
We do have kitchens.
What?
Did that?
Oh, maybe she said y'all
you.
don't have like a stove or something.
Yeah, we don't have an oven. We just have a couple stove tops.
That's been Kevin's excuse for not cooking and ordering out.
That's like me though. I mean, I live right next to Legends, so instead of cooking, I'm just gonna go pick up food that's right next to me.
Oh.
I get it. So I thought I would ask y'all some questions just so everyone listening can get to know you guys better. So you're gonna say who is, like, I'm gonna ask questions about who is the most whatever, and y'all have to tell me. So who is the funniest out of the three of you?
Kevin.
Foster, for sure.
Foster.
Okay. Who's the best singer?
Oh.
Can any of y'all sing?
I can sing.
Kevin again.
You always had the good music on though. When I'd get to the stadium, you, Sebastian, Tony, like y'all always had the good music.
Yeah, Sebastian was on the aux usually. He's got some good stuff.
There you go. And in talking to Benji and Eunice, they told me DLC was the best cook, the youngest guy on the team, because he could cook steaks. Now, to the three of you, who's the best cook?
I think Sam's been cooking a lot. He like plans his dinners and goes to the grocery store and buys all the stuff and then tells me about it the next morning, how good his dinner was. But never right before, never an invite or anything. Just tells me the next day what he cooked.
I mean, I have offered you some chicken before. So come on, don't do me like that.
Chicken that he thought might already be bad.
No. I had extra that I cooked.
And you offered it to me so that I could cook it myself.
Oh my God.
That is true. That is true. I was like, I'm not going to be eating all of it. Kev, you want some chicken?
But they sound his meals sound amazing. So I would say Sam.
All right. You got to start a group text with like, you have to text the guys before you cook every meal. Be like, this is what I'm going to have. Here's your invite. Come if you want.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Well, who is, out of three of you, who is late the most to anything?
Ooh, Kevin, I think.
Yeah, probably me.
Yeah, that's
not necessarily late. I'm just the last one there. I'm still on time though.
All right.
Yeah, he flirts with the term late for sure.
You don't get in trouble though if you're late, do you? I mean, I feel like I always saw you before training started.
Oh, in Reno, yeah, Reno I was kind of late sometimes. Just a fine though, not a whole lot of scolding or anything.
All right, let's see. Final one. Out of the three of you, post-retirement, who will make the best businessman? Like, who will have the most successful career with whatever they want to do post-retirement?
Kevin, food truck.
Nah, I don't plan on being a businessman, so maybe Foster's got the Stanford education, but Gleadle's got that investor mindset, so either one of them.
What is this food truck talk? I think that would do very well in Reno.
There's just not a lot of I haven't seen any Mexican food trucks around here, so it came up at one point.
We found a spot today, Kev.
Yeah.
Around the corner.
Could you do it like while, let's say you're back for 2021, could you do it while you're a player, or is there just not enough time in the day to do extra things?
I could probably do it. It just wouldn't open till maybe in the afternoon or something. But then I would miss lunchtime, so I don't know. I'd have to have Sam or Foster working for me.
Oh, who out of the two of them could cook the best Mexican food, though? Who would you trust the most?
Neither.
Yeah. I'm with someone, bro.
All right, y'all. Well, I don't want to take up too much time, but I just want to leave with one final question. Just overall, now that Reno 1868 FC has unfortunately folded, y'all still had some amazing memories. So if you guys could just tell me, Foster from last year, Sam and Kevin, just from any season, what was your favorite memory in Reno?
I think for
Is
me,
it appropriate?
For me, I don't know if I have just one moment. I think as the weeks have passed, and there was actually a day when I went back and watched, what was it, Foster? We watched some highlights, right, of like previous years, and I also did on my own from like Reno, and I thought the memories were more recent, but you kind of start to forget about them. So I really just appreciated the opportunity to kind of be home and play in front of friends and family and in my hometown for a few years. So I think just the entirety of it was really special, and I'm sure I'll appreciate it more the older I get and when I retire and all that stuff happens.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. There's a lot of, obviously, I was there for 3 seasons, so I was there for quite a while. Obviously, the debut and the first start and all that, and the first goal will always be good memories. But yeah, I think the whole playing in front of the fans and with the guys and for the staff was all great memories.
I had a lot of fun in the quarantine for the guys that stayed back when we kind of had the break from training and we're figuring things out because we're playing soccer for fun and entertainment at San Rafael Park, and it just was a lot of fun. So
that's awesome.
that's probably
Yeah,
what
there
I'll
were
remember.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like just between the gender reveal and Carter's birthday and all of that y'all did a lot off the field together, and it was awesome to see. So I guess before we close, just give a little shout out. Where can everybody follow you guys on social media?
Mine is just K and then Partida M, I think. That's Instagram. Actually, if you just search my name, not a lot of people I share a name with. So Kevin Partida.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's just at Sam Gleadle on Instagram, Facebook, and then Sam Gleadle 23 on Twitter.
I'm the same. I'm also team follow back. So
there you go. Everyone give the guys a follow, and you'll get a follow back from Foster. So
maybe, yeah.
All right. Well, guys, I know soccer's on, so I'll let you go. But it was great to see y'all again, and I know there's a playoff match this week, so good luck, and I'll be watching.
Thanks, Courtney.
Thank you. Thanks
Good
for having us.
question. Good chatting you.
All right. Bye, guys.